Peace. Bam. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. We're not going too far in the future. We're not going too far in the past. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. I don't know what was going on right there. Right now, we're going to talk about Amazonite and Enhydro crystals. As a matter of fact, let's see, where's my Enhydro crystal? Oh, here we go. Now, it will be kind of hard to show this to the camera, but basically an Enhydro crystal is a crystal with basically like with fluid or gas or like carbon bubbles trapped inside of it. And you could actually see it moving on the inside, like you could see the water. I can't, let's see. Trying, y'all. Let me get out the focus and see if the focus is on. All right, I tried. But the Enhydro, and just speak a little bit about the Enhydro and the Amazonite crystal. And matter of fact, I always say Enhydro. Matter of fact, a lot of the Enhydros mostly found in Tibet. Is where they mostly have like a pocket of them where you mostly could find them. But again, it's basically quartz with carbon trapped inside of it, or like just old water or fluid, you know what I'm saying? Ancient fluid, matter of fact, could be millions of years old and very pure ancient fluid. Matter of fact, me and somebody was clowning like the thought of like cracking it open and drinking some of that fluid, like probably, you know, shit, you probably you probably send right out of your body, like you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like a Red Bull commercial, but it just has nothing to do with Red Bull. You know, to dodge all that copyright foolishness. But yeah, the Enhydros, matter of fact, and the Enhydros enhance empathy, basically enabling the knowledge of someone else's perspective, which that's always what empathy is. You know, I always bring up like being on the house of transition, like, you know, you develop a lot of empathy for somebody that's, you know, that's houseless, quote unquote, because you seeing what they dealing with on the day to day. So, you know, because we always could feel that empathy from afar, but definitely when you in the shoes of a situation, you know, it's definitely felt even more, you know. But definitely enhances that empathy and you know, that just that connection, feeling somebody else's perspective. And because it has water in it, and quartz is already an amplifier, and water is like an amplifier. I mean, water carries vibration. When you look at Dr. Emoto, you know, go look up, forgot the virgin first name, but look up Dr. Emoto, Emoto, and look at his experiments with water. And two, think about it like this: the more water content, you know, the higher the vibe in essence. Like with apophyllite, you know, a different crystal. Matter of fact, I got some apophyllite is good for interdimensional travel, you know. Matter of fact, and just your extrasensory perception in general. But it has a high water content and it carries a high vibration. And the same thing with the hydro. Matter of fact, in hydros, when I first got this, I could kind of feel it making my hand shake. But again, you know, water helps for that high vibration. Think about us, you know, when we drinking a lot of water, you know, our vibration is up to par, you know. And two, since we are 70% water, when I like the body, all the water in my body, excuse me, is picking up on that vibration. I had some late night snacks last night that I shouldn't have had. You know, letting that dark side, you know, pressure bust a pipe. You know, you gotta hit the little release valve on the dark side. You know, again, that's, you know, the light in the dark shares this body. You know, set and horrors gotta get along in some form or fashion. You know, of course we're gonna let horrors, you know, kind of run the show, but you know, set ain't going nowhere either. It's a whole nother story, but you know, again, yes. So also too, with the water being in it, the water is symbolic to emotions. You know, like the fluid. Matter of fact, we in the Aquarius age. You know, that feminine energy, emotions. that water, the water symbolizes emotions, and also so Enhydros is good for doing emotional work, basically promoting emotional growth and helping to recognize the importance of emotions as a guidance system. You know what I'm saying? Because our emotions is a guidance system. How you feel, like if somebody like, hey, you want to come over here? It's not what you think about going over there. It's how you feel about going over there. It's like, do you want to go to this basketball game? It's like, I don't feel like it. It's not like I don't think like it. Or, I don't think I want to go. Or I think I want to stay home. It's like, no, I don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? And we tend to forget and don't recognize how much, we personify, knowing that our emotions is the real guidance system. So the Enhydro is definitely great for promoting promoting emotional growth and just that helping to recognize the emotions as that guidance system. Helping strengthen that ability. And just in general, because the water is in it, it helps the quartz already an amplifier and already, programmable. And then water itself, like again with the Dr. Emoto experiment where, he could put a message on a glass of water and then freeze it. And then you look at the water and it has a beautiful, almost look at the crystals almost shaped like the flower of life. And then you put a message on there like, I hate you or something. And then it looked like somebody vomited or something, you know what I'm saying? Like the molecular structure looked like vomit. Like it didn't have no, symmetry to it, And that's the symmetry of the universe. Love is the symmetry. Like love, the vibration of love creates symmetry. Vibration of fear and lower vibrations that 90-degree angles. That's wave interference. You know what I'm saying? Destructive wave interference. But that's basically it on the Enhydros. Again, good for emotional work, good for empathy, and be careful again when you're dealing with like working on empathy or dealing with empathy. To those who are very sensitive, be careful with your manganese intake, and then two, we're dealing with crystals that has a high manganese content in it. You know what I'm saying? Because manganese promotes empathy. And if you're already super empathetic, you don't want to amplify that to a point where you turn into a human rug, like where you just becoming too nice and becoming detrimental to your own self at that point, in essence. Almost like the martyr syndrome type of vibe. Oh, but I was done talking about the Enhydro anyway. The Enhydro just jumped out of my hand. I'm going to let it chill right there. Then two. Next, the Amazonite. Matter of fact, I just did a video about working with Amazonite and lapis for the Mercury retrograde. I think it has started on the 8th, and it's going to be going deep until the end of March. And Mercury retrograde ain't nothing to panic about. Just paying attention to how you deal with communication. How you communicate, making sure you're listening enough, making sure it's like the balance of communication, making sure you're talking enough and being authentic and truthful, and making sure, you're not talking too much, you know what I'm saying, and knowing when to be quiet, you know what I'm saying, it's the balance of the whole communication situation. Also dealing with electronics, stuff like that, just being careful about it, but it's not nothing to be like, hey, Mercury retrograde, Of course, it is an energy to respect and know what's going on, but again, it's not nothing to, to act like the end of the world about it. But Amazonite is good for the throat chakra, higher heart, and heart chakra, and then too, like, just look at the color. Any colors like that teal color. Again, I made a video a while back, about how the chakras, like it's a color mixture, just like the rainbow, you know what I'm saying? Like you got the blue chakra and green, you mix blue and green together, you get like a tealish color, and that's the, in between, that's the heart chakra. In between that, in between that green and that blue, to bring those colors together. That thymus area, the thymus too, produce the T cells. It's good for the immune system. So I always bring up chrysocolla, but crystals that deal with the high heart chakra also, in most cases, are indirectly good for the immune system because they promote the production of T cells. Amazonite, good crystal, and coincides with the Virgo energy, or the Virgos in general, that nurturing energy, that heart chakra, because this is dealing with heart chakra, dealing with balancing the emotions as well. And then this the high heart chakra in general. The high heart is almost like that expression of love, because again, almost like a math equation. Take the blue color plus the green, you get teal, and take the vibration of expression, or communication with the vibration of your feelings in your heart. You know what I'm saying? And it's expressing, it's expressing your heart. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what that chakra deals with. Amazonite is great. I tend to forget. It's almost like my eyes got this bias towards crystals of like see my eyes being prejudiced, not prejudiced, but discriminative. Like when I see colorful crystals, I never really think that they would be like very protective of electromagnetic smog and stuff like that, because you always think to shungite and black tourmaline and smoky quartz, which are some great ones. But Amazonite as well, it protects from electromagnetic smog. And I tend to forget about this, which all these things count. I realize too, that's probably why I don't like talking on the phone. Another reason why is also like a social type of thing that I don't like, which I'm getting better at that. But anyway, it's because of that. Like indirectly, I'm feeling the waves from that phone, and two, I done already felt like little attacks being sent through my phone anyway. So. Amazonite, smoky quartz, black tourmaline, shungite, for sure, most importantly, taping it to your phone. It doesn't have to be a big piece like this, but just somehow attaching it to your phone so it could help protect, and you won't get damaged as much by these lower vibrational frequencies. Because another thing too, this is somewhat what goes into what confused the honeybees, and got the honeybees thrown off, because the honeybees not pollinating stuff, a lot of people in trouble, all of us really. But and you get to see how technology is tearing up stuff. That's why going around with the Argon pyramids and stuff like that, and placing them in certain little neighborhoods, and keeping the vibration high in our neighborhoods and stuff, and protecting ourselves from these this electromagnetic smog, creating these negative ions, negative, positive vibration, but it's called negative ions, creating these negative ions to create that positive vibe, and help us release that serotonin, so we won't be walking around in these mad vibes. We could be vibing on in a happy high vibration. So definitely good to tape on your phone. So hello, I can't use it as a phone, but tape it to your phone. Nah, you probably could use it as a phone. Also, Amazonite boosts strength of words, and affirmations. So it's a good crystal to have on you when you're trying to boost your affirmations. And also, ain't nothing wrong. Don't forget that crystal quartz with any other crystal amplifies what it does. And crystal quartz amplifies words and and programming and stuff like that. So you grab a piece of quartz. Matter of fact, this is a raw natural rutilated quartz, golden rutile. Kind of see it in there a little bit. Got the little thin rutiles in there. Good for abundance, good for telepathy. But quartz definitely amplify those energies. But again, boost the strength of words. So I am abundance. I am prosperity. I am the universe. I'm thinking of something I say. I am limitless. I am timeless. I am fearless. I am alchemy. I am changing, transforming, and transmuting any and all forms of matter and energy. I am. But it amplifies the vibration of our words, Give it that extra oomph, that extra strength out there in the universe. Matter of fact, you probably hold it on your throat while you do your affirmations. That'd be a good idea. But again, throat chakra, just throat and heart. So expressing from the feelings, and that's another thing too. It deals with emotions. Also helps with like calming and healing the nervous system as well. Like matter of fact, clearing blockages out of the nervous system, because a lot of things is about attacking our nervous system. That's why the salt, the sugars, the caffeine, like all that mostly attacks our nervous system. Because I mean, if you're operating with anxiety, you know what I'm saying, and anxious, then you're not gonna be operating from a zen, a centered place. You're gonna be operating out of on some like survival mode type of stuff, and not really, sitting there and gathering yourself and operating. So, definitely good at clearing blockages of the nervous system, but also just calming the nerves too, like very soothing and nurturing energy. Again, Virgo, crystal good for Virgos to work with, that nurturing, helping others, being a service to others type of vibe. Definitely good with that. And matter of fact, also like being in service to others as far as like speaking up, in certain situations as well. And two, like as I just insight, because something told me to tell y'all as I'm saying, it's like all this information, like it's part channeled, little bits and pieces I get from different little areas of information, like I see common knowledge of certain crystals, and then I see like your little unique spots of information. And then two, it's like when I'm about to get in where this, I never seen this in none of the books about Amazonite. Matter of fact, just getting into it about the telepathy situation, or like it boosts like channeling writing, like basic channeled writing in essence. I'm trying to think of a word for but basically during my recent trip, the second one, like that's the first time I was just heavy in my book, and just like I got about like 8 pages, at least, with different stuff. And plus I just kind of wrote on the whole page, but it's not like no like 8 full pages. That's a little quick little book right there. But nah, it's just quick like ideas and stuff, or just downloads in essence. But I was working with Amazonite, and before my trip, and I think I said this in my other video where I was like, I told Amazonite, I want to see, how you work, what makes you tick, like, why are you good for the throat chakra, And I guess it was like, all right, want to see what I'm made of? Better grab your pen. But it definitely amplified, like, so that channel writing, because again, two, we want to start practicing these things more, you know what I'm saying? These are our powers. Think about this, that you got superpowers, but you rather pick up your cell phone, you know what I'm saying? That's how much they been programming us to pick up our cell phones and be into technology. That's the whole thing. Like, we got to move further and further away from technology, get more into nature, and more connected into our true natural spiritual gifts. Because we do have these abilities. The reason why you're doubting yourself, because you're so far in your ego, you know what I'm saying, because of your health or because of whatever, and you can't fathom it, you know what I'm saying, because you're in that zombie vibration. So of course you're not going to be able to see past it. I made the example of like whenever I'll be around somebody too much in their ego, or somebody that's not into crystals, like on a extremely non-belief type of vibe. And I come around crystals, and I remember like kind of having a vibe of doubting them a little bit, and I'm like, bro, where that come from? You know what I'm saying? But that ego, because the ego too don't want to be woke. The ego want to stay in this place, so it's like keep them crystals away from it, keep them psychedelics away from it. You know what I'm saying? Like especially the psychedelics, like realize. And two, this how psychedelics smash the ego, and the ego knows it's getting smashed by psychedelics. Most people scared of psychedelics resonate with a certain, like, oh, I'm black, I'm Moorish, I'm Kemetic, I'm white, I'm Asian, I'm Native, I'm Cambodian, I'm Indian, I'm whatever, but like people who resonate with their little bodysuits, they haven't took psychedelics in most cases and scared of it. But it's not really them that's scared of it, it's the ego that's scared of it, because they know it's going to break down the construct of the bullshit and open their eyes up. So the people you see around, most people that's scared of psychedelics, you'll see that trend. Like, matter of fact, I don't too much know nobody that's like spiritual and scared of psychedelics. like a person that's spiritual might be like, hey, I just choose not to, because hey, look, I'm already in essence, I already reached, so I don't have, don't have to and don't want to take it. But for the most part, most people you see, that's, that's like I pass or I'm like what that's gonna do to me type of vibe. There's people that still kind of, their ego still kind of strongly attached. But get back in the mix. Also, Amazonite helps to reflect on how words have been the creators of how words have been the creator of your reality in the past. So it helps you reflect on that. And matter of fact, speaking on that, Mercury retrograde, like matter of fact, retrograde is kind of like reflecting and like think about it, like too like the retro Jordans, like that's the retro, like and what that is like again, Mercury seems like it appears from the Earth. Looking at Mercury, it seems like Mercury stops, you know, or even to a certain extent, it seems like it, goes backwards, but it stops in place, and so that energy kind of sits and becomes strong in that area. So that's the whole thing with the Mercury retrograde. But again, Amazonite helps for you to reflect on how your words have been the creator of, where you're at in this moment. Like where you ever sat down and reflecting and like, bro, I remember when I said such and such, this and that, and look where I'm at right now. I remember when I said this and that, and that happened yesterday. Like reflecting and allowing for you to be conscious of like, all right, yes, my words really do have that power. And again, it amplifies the power of affirmation. So it's not only amplifying the power of your affirmations, but also making you aware of the power of your words. Like, hey, be aware of your words. Look at all these situations you create. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, as I help you to amplify your words, also be aware of the power of them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the Amazonite does as well. It also encourages truth and expression of the higher ideals. A lot of us like to bullshit ourselves and talk from our ego when we talking spiritual. Like I think that black people need to do this and that, and then you can feel yourself wanting to nauseate in your mouth, like your high self, like like you more than that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, and two, because a lot of us again expressing high ideals, where we express things in our ego, and you could feel when you talking out of the side of your neck on some bullshit, letting your ego speak out some craziness, you know what I'm saying? So again, this helps you to express that high, like, like when you ever had that moment where you just like, bro, I can't even lie, man. I have to do this spiritual. I have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like keep it real, bringing down that higher truth, you know what I'm saying? Instead of that lower vibrational falsity, you know what I'm saying, coming from your your ego. Expressing those higher ideals, that higher self. And also, speaking of higher self, throat chakra, also deals with, connecting on a telepathic level with our spirit guides as well. So also, too, like what I was saying, like how it was amplifying me writing, you know what I'm saying, like that channeling writing, same type of thing as communication, lines of communication. The ether is the real lines of communication too. So even though we use our words, we are telepathic beings, you know what I'm saying? So that's why that throat chakra too is closer to third eye and the crown. Like, the more etheric those chakras get, the higher you go, As above, so below. The higher you go, the higher the vibration, That's the reason why Ethiopia bears some of the best herb and coffee, because of the high altitude. Ethiopian highland is one of the best land strands of herb on earth. That Kali lime spread and Durban poison, like natural land. That's what land strands. Not nobody like, all right, we about to cross this with this, and you know what I'm saying. Like, nah, it's just straight mama. But again, higher, in altitude, the higher that vibration is. So if a cell traveling through through your waistline area of your body, it's around a lower vibration. If If a cell, around this area, you could feel that light, you could feel that pineal buzzing, as above, so below, just like you, just like us. If I go to a place where it's a lot of lower vibration, stuff like that, I'm going to feel it and it'll bring me down in essence. But if I go to Mount Shasta, you know what I'm saying, and I'm going to feel that high vibration, it's just, just like traveling on the body of Earth. If a cell's traveling in us, same difference. But that's basically it, though. Encourages truth and expression of higher ideals. For those of us who have trouble telling the truth, because a lot of us don't realize, as much as everybody give credit to God for creating everything and being everywhere at all times, a lot of people think they could hide their thoughts from God or something, like, or from their higher self or something, But I mean, you can't run away from yourself, man. Tell the truth. Because even the little small, a lot of people don't realize that too. Even the little small, matter of fact, the little small lies might be just as worse as the little, like when you just lying for little bitty shit, like that is just as worse. Because here it is that it's little something that you don't have to lie for and you feeling the need to lie. Like, it's like, bro, that's like being like a little kid, being scared to get whipped by their parents. Like, what you lying for? I'm not your parent. I'm not gonna tell your ass. Just tell the truth, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to walk around lying, like the little saying go. You don't have to lie to kick it, So that's the whole thing. It's promoting truthful vibes, Like, because a lot of people, we in this society, lying to each other. It's another thing. We promote lying to each other. Like, oh, this and that, like, just to soothe each other and this and that. It's like, bro, keep it real with each other, Your real friend gonna keep it authentic, gonna tell you shit that you need to hear, not the stuff that you want to hear, That's the people you want around you, not the person that's just gonna tell you anything. The person that tell that truth, you know what I'm saying? But that's basically it, clearing the nervous system, helping that connection. But that's about it. Make sure to go through a few good Kundalini combination. Shiva Lingam. Matter of fact, what Lingam stands for symbol in Sanskrit. So it's like the Shiva symbol, and it's a representation of the phallus and the egg, and it helps balance the male and feminine energies within us, and it helps give us that understanding of that build or destroy type of vibration within the universe. Matter of fact, Shiva's consort is my divine mother. Shiva is married to my divine mama. But Kali Ma, you know what I'm saying, that build and destroy, that mama, I brought you into this world and I take you out. And you notice too, like Kali Ma, black and red, my Papa Legba, which in essence is Ganesha, when you get into the Hindu pantheon. Ooh, that's a big word right there. Pantheon. But again, in the red jasper, root chakra, vitality. Matter of fact, when you deal with anything with a lot of iron content, iron helps for the red blood cell production, but also the iron helps the red blood cells to carry oxygen. The more oxygen that's carried, the more your muscles could flex, And that's not just this muscle, that's also this muscle, that brain. The more your brain could get its flex on when you got that oxygen moving throughout the body. That's why the water is important, Drink a lot of water because it has oxygen in it, Matter of fact, speaking of water, I always bring up, if you ever want to the scientist people, like those people that's like, oh, well, you got to prove it to this and that. Ask a scientist if every time they drink a cup of water, if they test it, like, before they drink it to make sure that it's H2O. Because, say for instance, they don't realize that if they one of them people that's like against intuition, like, oh no, you gotta prove it. I mean, if you sit there and drink water without proving that it's actually two molecules of hydrogen and one oxygen, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not actually doing that, then how you know that's water? You must be using your intuition, huh? I thought you was against intuition. Why you not testing out the water before you drink it? Why you not testing out the food? How you know that food, Oh, well, observe, a lot of things look like water, you know. That intuition, though. That's basically it, you know. Then again, the pretty coolly hydro crystals. Matter of fact, just a plug in. Matter of fact, 'cause these brethren's nice shop. Gems are plenty. If you're in the California, SoCal area, uh, Rancho Cucamonga, Claremont, Upland area, gems are plenty in Upland. Definitely, they got the Enhydro crystals. So definitely go check them out. Tell them Universal Frequencies sent you. You know, them brethren, matter of fact, real knowledgeable at that spot too. So anybody in the area, definitely check those brethren out for the Enhydro crystals. But that's basically it. Oh, and disclaimer or a little note, when I was talking about the Enhydro and drink, I'm not promoting that you drink, like, I don't, who's to say what's going on with that liquid inside those crystals. But I just thought, that's a pretty cool idea that, baby drinking it would possibly, amplify a vibration on a certain type of level. Who knows? But I am not promoting the intake of it, nor the intake of psychedelics or none of that. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't. The psychedelics is inside. I activate DMT and psilocybin and all that within me when I go to talking about that. So I'm never indulging in, I use my imagination to go to those places. Yippee! That's basically it. Oh, yeah, I just spoke up on the little Kundalini, but that's it. I'm towards the end. Oh, another good one, though, right quick. It's like a raw piece of garnet. But another one good for that root chakra, courage, passion, along with ruby. Another one that's almost like heart and root chakra together. Bloodstone as well. But peace. Happy now. Now's the vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now.